Evans with the latest news, sport, weather forecast and what's on this weekend in the Lyme Regis area. Renowned vodka brand Black Cow will be taking up residency in the iconic Regent Cinema in Lyme Regis with a pop-up bar this summer. Many questions have been raised about the future of the Regent Cinema following a devastating fire that burnt down the auditorium in 2016. The building was sold to local businessman Seb Walther in 2021, and a temporary cafe and meeting space opened in the Art Deco foyer, which was largely unscathed by the fire last year. Now, the Bedminster-based Black Cow will shortly be opening the Black Cow Saloon on the site, following success as a travelling bar at festivals such as Port Eliot. It will take the form of a vodka espresso bar, combining coffee and cocktails using what has become renowned as the world's smoothest vodka, made using local milk. Mr Walther has not yet released any long-term plans for the Grade 2 listed building, the rear of which was demolished following the fire, although he has previously said he hopes to bring the former cinema into new and exciting use for all. A former mayor of Lyme Regis will be making his comeback to the town council some 40 years later. Philip Evans was co-opted to Lyme Regis Town Council on Wednesday, filling a vacancy left by Tara Webb, who was automatically removed from the council, having not attended a meeting for 6 months, in line with local government legislation. Not enough local electors called for a by-election to fill the vacancy, meaning it was instead filled by co-option, with existing councillors selecting the successful candidate from a number of applications. Local journalist Mr Evans won with 8 votes in his favour, with other candidates including Dave Holland and John Trevina. Mr Evans has enjoyed a 58-year career in journalism and is currently Managing Director of Lyme Regis Media Limited, which publishes the LymeOnline website, but has announced that he will be retiring at the end of July. He served on Lyme Regis Town Council for 1 term in the early 1980s and for a year as Mayor of Lyme Regis in 1984, still holding the record for the town's youngest mayor at 34 years old. In his application to join the council, Mr Evans spoke of his knowledge of local council matters and his involvement in the local community. He is currently president of the Lyme Regis branch of the Royal British Legion and Lyme Regis Football Club, and is chairman of the Lyme Regis branch of Cancer Research UK. He was awarded the MBE by the Queen in 2018 for services to the community. Speaking at Wednesday night's meeting, Mr Evans said it was important for all councillors to work together and to put their differences to one side. Lyme Regis Lifeboat crew and coastguards have been called out 3 times in the past week to people reportedly cut off by the tide on the beach east of Charmouth. A recent rockfall has made it difficult for walkers to return to the village at high tide. The lifeboat crew has been called out 10 times this year for people becoming cut off by the tide, stuck in mud or slipping on rocks along the beach. The crew has advised people to stay away from rockfalls and slippages and plan their walking routes carefully, taking the tide times into consideration. The Lyme Regis community turned out in force to wave off well-known resident and fundraiser Joshua Denning on his prom night. Lyme Close resident Joshua, aged 19, had attended the Mountjoy School for Special Educational Needs in Bedminster since he was a young child. He is well known in the community for his fundraising efforts, having collected thousands of pounds of donations at local events, including Regatta and Carnival Week and Lifeboat Week. Joshua is also a regular performer with Lyme Regis Pantomime Society and helps out at the slipway shop at the Cobb. Celebrating the end of his school years on prom night, he dressed to impress, including a tie themed on his favourite TV programme, Only Fools and Horses. Friends, family, neighbours and well-wishers turned out in force to wave Joshua off in an open-top car. After the summer holiday, Joshua will be taking up a role with Employ My Ability at the Dovecote Cafe within the Walled Garden in Morton near Dorchester. Year 11 students from the Woodruff School also celebrated their prom night this week with a dinner and dance at Simmonsbury Tithe Barn near Bridport. The event saw pupils arrive in all manner of impressive transportation, from open-top cars and tractors to a fire engine and ambulance decorated to celebrate Pride in support of the LGBT+ community. Lyme Regis Football Club have announced their new first team manager, 43-year-old sports teacher Mickey Hunt, who lives in Exeter. Mickey, who teaches at St James's School in Exeter, grew up in Plymouth and played for the likes of Dawlish, Liskeard and Torrington. He has previously managed Bobby Tracy in the South West Peninsula League, 2 levels above the Devon and Exeter Premier League, in which Lyme competes. He replaces player-manager Rob Fellingham, who took over near the end of last season when the club parted company with Julian Simier. Mickey impressed Lyme with his attention to detail in laying out his vision for 5 years at the Davy Fort and a player pathway from the young mini Seasiders up to the first team. He has praised the club's professionalism, particularly behind the scenes, and has now started pre-season training with players, with friendlies scheduled in the coming weeks against Swanage Town, Bridport, Sherborne Town Reserves, Dorchester Sports, Wellington Reserves and East Budleigh. On Saturday, the Seasiders staged their biggest fundraising event of the season, the popular Sausage and Cider Festival, which kicks off at the Davy Fort at 2 p.m. and is expected to attract the usual large crowd. Lyme and Lyme Regis missed out of moving into second place in the Devon Cricket League C Division East by just 5 runs last weekend. The club were at home to second place Braunton, and victory was imperative to replace them as the main challenger to top side Teignmouth and Sheldon. Lyme won the toss and decided to field. The visitors set a target of 189 with 8 wickets down when the last ball of their 45 overs was bowled. The Lyme attack toiled hard to deliver the points required, with their best figures coming from Preston Hillis. In the end, they fell just 5 runs short as they totalled 185 with 2 wickets standing. Lyme stay in third place, now 17 points behind Braunton, so maximum points are required on Saturday when they travel to Heathcote in Tiverton, who are in 5th place. Having beaten Kilmington Kestrels in their last East Devon Bash match, Lyme's T20 side, the Muffin Men, will meet Seaton Pirates in the final on a date to be confirmed. The two sides met in the first final 2 years ago, with Seaton taking home the trophy. Lyme Regis Golf Club ladies section recently took part in the annual President's Prize competition. Club President Jeff Moss was host to 66 ladies who enjoyed playing in a 3-ball competition followed by a tasty cream tea. The winners of the 9-hole competition were Heather Pryor, Cindy Mudford and Louise King. Winners of the 18-hole competition were the team of Marina Cave, Jane Broom and Irene Fairley, closely followed in second place by Jane Andrews, Julie Duke and Tessa Gilks. Lyme Regis Football Club will stage its 6th annual Sausage and Cider Festival on Saturday, starting at 2 p.m. at the Davy Fort Ground in Charmouth Road. The day promises a packed programme of live music, a huge variety of local ciders, plus fully stocked bar, a sausage barbecue and other food vendors, plus a bouncy castle and face painting for the children. Meanwhile, Lyme and Lyme Regis Horticultural Society will host its Summer Flower and Produce Fair at the King George V Playing Field in Lyme from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. on Saturday. This year, the show celebrates the viola, and several of the competition classes, of which there are over 140, are dedicated to the flower. There will also be stalls, attractions, a bouncy castle, dog show and refreshments. Also this weekend, ABBA Inferno, one of the UK's best and longest established ABBA tributes, will be performing at the Marine Theatre tonight, with doors opening at 6. The theatre will also host a family quiz on Sunday, starting at 4 p.m. The annual Coast to Coast motorcycle run will also be held on Sunday, setting off from Marine Parade in Lyme Regis at 10 a.m. But get there early if you want to see the display of vintage motorcycles taking part, which will be lined up on the seafront. Sunshine is forecast throughout the day today, with light showers on Saturday morning, but expected to brighten up in the afternoon, ready for this weekend's major events. With another dry day with sunny intervals on Sunday, temperatures are set to reach highs of 21 degrees. Thanks for watching LymeOnline's video news bulletins. You can find all the latest local news on the LymeOnline website, updated every day. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram for regular updates, or subscribe to our free weekly newsletter to get the top stories sent straight to your inbox. Have a great weekend.